Imagine lions, elephants, and zebras right before sunrise, and you paid half the price. Let's show you how. 1. Travel in the shoulder or low season. What it is, instead of booking your safari for the peak months when everyone goes, choose the shoulder just before or after the high season, or the low season when rates drop. GorillaUgandaSafaris.com +2 flash packing family +2. Why it saves. Accommodation, game drives, and sometimes park fees can cost significantly less. Fewer tourists too, so you might have a more intimate experience. Tip: do your homework. Check the climate so you're comfortable with possible rain or less predictable wildlife sightings. Tip 77. Join a shared or group safari. Instead of private what it is, rather than hiring a vehicle and guide just for you, join with other travelers and share costs of transport, guide, fuel, etc. Safaris Africana +2 high DMC +2. Why it saves. Many fixed costs get divided among members so your per-person cost drops. Tip: make sure the group size and vehicle quality still match your comfort level. Tip 66. Stay outside the park or in basic accommodation. What it is. Lodges inside national parks or reserves tend to cost a premium. Choosing budget lodges just outside the gates or even camping cuts costs. GorillaUgandaSafaris.com +1. Why it saves. You avoid premium on-site charges, concessions, and the higher markups of exclusive resorts. Tip: factor in transport time to game drives if staying further out. Simple accommodation can still deliver the experience. Tip 55. Pick less popular or underdog parks. What it is. Famous parks draw big crowds and big prices. Choosing lesser-known reserves or those with fewer tourists, yet good wildlife, can be much friendlier on your wallet. NyayoTours.com +1. Why it saves. Lower park fees, lower accommodation costs, and still excellent wildlife opportunities. Tip: research what wildlife you want to see and match with parks that deliver at lower cost. Tip 44. Bring your own gear. Snacks and essentials. What it is. Many travelers get caught buying expensive items inside parks. Snacks, water, gear hire. Packing your essentials in advance saves money. High DMC +1. Why it saves. On-site purchases cost more. Bringing what you need means fewer surprise expenses. Tip: make a checklist. Refillable water bottle. Binoculars, if you have them. Neutral-colored clothing, snacks. Insect repellent. Tip 33. Book early. Be flexible and negotiate. What it is. Early bookings can lead to discounts. Being flexible with dates and talking to local operators, rather than only big international ones, can unlock deals. RoughAndDustySafaris.com +1. Why it saves. Discounts, package deals, special offers appear when you don't lock into peak dates or rigid itineraries. Tip: use local tour operators. Ask about last-minute deals. Check what's included. Meals, game drives, transfers, so you compare apples to apples. Tip 22. Focus your itinerary. Fewer parks, longer drives. Lower cost. What it is. Instead of trying to hop between multiple parks or reserves, adding transport and entry fees, spend more time in one good area and soak it in. Safaris Africana. Why it saves. You avoid multiple transfers, multiple park fees, extra lodging changes, and wasted travel time. Tip: choose a park or region with good wildlife density and base yourself there for 2 and 4 days. Doing less can mean seeing more. Tip 1. The top tip. 1. Prioritize what you really want and cut the extras. What it is. Identify the 1 or 2 standout experiences you care most about, e.g., big game drive, close-up elephants, bird life, and allocate budget there. Skip the luxury extras you don't need. Balloon safari, ultra lodge, wine list. GorillaUgandaSafaris.com +1. Why it saves. By focusing on the essence of safari rather than the frills, you dramatically reduce costs while still getting an epic experience. Tip: ask yourself, if I only do 1 game drive per day instead of 2, will I still see amazing wildlife? Often yes. Use savings for extra nights instead of ultra-luxury stays. Outro, and there you have it. 8 powerful budget tips to transform a dream wildlife safari into an achievable reality without breaking the bank. From smart timing and shared tours, through to bagging your gear ahead of time and choosing your experiences wisely, you now have a roadmap for an unforgettable safari on a shoestring. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more adventure travel hacks, and drop a comment below telling me which tip you're going to apply first or your own budget safari tip. Until next time, get ready for the wild and travel smart. Hey there, fellow adventurers. Wow, we've come a long way together in this video, haven't we? From discovering hidden tips to stretch your budget, to learning how to experience the magic of wildlife safaris without emptying your wallet, it's been quite a ride. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but is it really possible? Let me assure you, yes, it absolutely is. You don't need a celebrity-level budget, a luxury lodge, or a private guide to witness some of the most breathtaking scenes our planet has to offer. You only need a little bit of planning, a spirit of adventure, and most importantly, the willingness to get out there and make memories that will last a lifetime. One of the most beautiful things about traveling on a budget, especially when it comes to wildlife safaris, is that it teaches you to be resourceful. It's about discovering alternatives that still deliver an unforgettable experience. Take, for example, traveling in the shoulder or low season. It might sound like a compromise at first, but what it really does is open up a whole world of opportunity. Fewer tourists, lower prices, and an almost intimate connection with the land and its creatures. That's the kind of thing that makes a safari feel truly special. And isn't that what we're all looking for? Not just to check off a list, but to actually feel the heartbeat of the wild, to hear the call of the lions in the early morning, and to watch elephants wander across the plains as the golden sun rises. And then there's the idea of shared or group safaris. Some people might initially think, oh, I want the private experience. But here's the secret. Joining a group can actually enhance your adventure. You get to meet fellow travelers, hear their stories, share laughter and excitement when spotting a rare animal, and, of course, split the cost of guides and vehicles. That's not just practical, it's enriching. Some of my most memorable travel stories involve strangers turned friends with whom I shared moments of awe and wonder. The laughter, the gasps of excitement, and even the small frustrations like a bumpy ride on a dirt road, these become part of the adventure, and all at a fraction of the cost of a private tour. Staying outside the park or choosing basic accommodations is another tip that truly changes the game for budget travelers. You might think that sleeping in a simple lodge or even camping could take away from the experience, but in reality, it adds a new layer to it. Falling asleep to the distant roar of lions, waking up to the dawn chorus of birds, and stepping outside your tent or small cabin to a breathtaking landscape. That's something no luxury hotel can replicate. And by saving on accommodation, you can spend more on experiences that truly matter, like longer game drives, guided walking tours, or even a night safari. It's a perfect example of how being smart with your budget doesn't mean sacrificing magic. It often means you get more of it. Choosing lesser-known parks or reserves is another hidden gem for budget-savvy travelers. Sure, everyone knows about the Serengeti or Masai Mara, and they're incredible, no doubt. But the magic often lies in the less-traveled paths. These smaller, lesser-known parks can offer equally stunning wildlife encounters without the crowds, without the long waits for the perfect shot, and without the inflated costs. Imagine spotting a herd of giraffes grazing quietly in the golden light of sunset, with no one else around, or stumbling upon a watering hole teeming with animals, and realizing you have the whole scene almost to yourself. That's the kind of intimate connection with nature that will stay with you forever, and your wallet will thank you for it too. One tip I cannot stress enough is packing your own gear, snacks, and essentials. This might sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how much travelers end up spending on items that could have easily been packed from home. Binoculars, water bottles, insect repellent, a camera, snacks, these small things add up. And more importantly, having your essentials at hand makes your safari smoother and more enjoyable. You can focus on the sights, the sounds, the smells, the pure essence of being in the wild, rather than constantly worrying about where to buy something you forgot. Booking early, being flexible, and negotiating with local operators is another savvy move. It's not just about getting the lowest price. It's about creating the best experience for your money. Flexibility can open doors to last-minute deals, better accommodations, and sometimes even private moments with wildlife that others may miss. Talking to local operators, asking questions, And understanding exactly what your package includes ensures that you maximize your adventure without wasting a single dollar. It's a skill, a little bit of art, and it's part of what makes traveling on a budget so rewarding. You become clever, intuitive, and aware of the value of each experience. Focusing your itinerary is another budget-friendly secret that also makes your safari richer. Trying to cram too many parks or locations into a short trip can be exhausting and expensive. Instead, pick one or two key areas and immerse yourself fully. Spend extra time at each site,